So over the last few weeks, I've been trying to solve a electrical problem. And it's one that I've encountered before with previous tensioners, and it's the back-driven motors problem. Now, when you have a motor attached to a pulley like we do in this system, if you pull on the pulley, you can exert quite a lot of rapid, high-torque force to the motor. And the motor converts that mechanical energy back into electrical energy, like a generator, and pumps that back into the power supply, which most power supplies are not very fond of, particularly the switch mode supplies that we're using to power this project. Now, the project was really supposed to have no soldering, no DIY PCBs, nothing like that, to make it as simple and as accessible as possible. So I've been trying to find a solution to this issue that adds the required electronics to protect the power supply without requiring soldering. Now, just as a proof of concept to start with, I came up with this little PCB on my fiber laser just to prove that the components I had in mind were going to work. And we have here an SBR or a Schottky diode and just an electrolytic capacitor, and that's all we really need. I mean, I've experimentally proven that this works, but obviously the goal is to find something that doesn't require soldering and also uses as few components as possible, so you don't have to order a bunch of parts. Now, sadly, no one seems to make a all-in-one solution, nor would they, because they're so specific to the application. But I did find these little gadgets, commonly described as ideal diodes. Basically a little IC and then a MOSFET. And they behave how you would like an ideal diode to work. So they block reverse current without introducing a significant voltage drop. And I've put together a version of the board I initially made based on one of these, and you can see what I've done is piggybacked the capacitor onto there and then just soldered on some XT60 connectors. I've also used a smaller capacitor just to test if that was enough. And sure enough, this works perfectly. So you can see suddenly we've gone from a custom PCB to something that you can very easily put together yourself. But that still is soldering. So I had a look around and I ordered a couple of different variations of these, and there's loads of these things, these ideal diode boards, all sorts of sizes and modules and ratings. But the one you can see on screen, I discovered has these pre-soldered screw terminals, pretty much like this one here. Now, unfortunately, I'm still waiting for these to come over from China, but the principle of this would be that, let's say this is our ideal diode board and it's got these terminals on it. You would simply screw the capacitor and a lead. In this case, I've just got a pre-molded connected DC barrel jack into the solder terminal that's on the board. So you wouldn't have to do any soldering at all. And even better, we can buy one of these pre-made XT60 to DC barrel jack adapters or extensions. Just cut it down the middle and that will leave you with these bare wires which you can then twist and screw into the terminal. Now that essentially is this or this without any soldering. And these boards, as you can see on the screen, are very, very cheap. The capacitors are additionally very cheap, although you'll struggle to buy them in a singular. You have to buy a pack of 5 or 10 or something, but still, very low cost. So as a solution to that problem, I think it's a solid one. Obviously, if you have a soldering iron, it's going to be much better to just solder that on rather than use one of these screw terminals and then cover it in heat shrink. Or if we settle on a particular one of these boards, we'll probably just do a 3D printed case design for it. But yeah, they all solve the problem that we have. So that really was the last major electrical or mechanical issue to solve. Now it's just fixing the bugs and enhancing the plugin software.